What is up, YouTube? So today I want to give some tips and advice for those aspiring aviators out there who are interested in becoming a pilot, since I just recently got my private pilot's license. Now, just a couple of quick things I want to go over before, because you're obviously interested in getting your pilot's license. So the thing I would say is, what are your goals? What is your motivation? Why do you want to do this? Is it going to be a hobby? Do you want to make a career out of it? Is it something you're potentially interested in? These things are going to be things you need to think about, because it's going to drastically impact your decision making when it comes to aviation. Like for someone like myself, and I'm younger, I want to make a career out of it. You may want this to just be a hobby or whatever the case may be. But the very first step, if you're like me and you have no family in aviation or anything like that, is you need to book a discovery flight. So within 30 minutes or an hour, there's likely to be an airport somewhere within your vicinity, and there's more than likely going to be instructors and airplanes there willing to teach you. If you just go to a flight school and start talking to people, you're more than likely going to find the information you need, and you can get in touch with somebody. This is exactly what I did. Closest airport to me with an available instructor is about 50 minutes away, and that's what I did. And I worked and got my license with him, and my instructor happens to be a Southwest captain. So just book a discovery flight. Like, it's not for everybody, but you're really going to find out, because when I took mine, I loved it. I was hooked like that, and I immediately wanted to get started taking lessons and whatnot. So once you take a discovery flight, let's assume you love it. Obviously you're going to need, there's a couple things you're going to need. I've got them listed right here. On the first thing you're going to need, I know this, you're going to need a medical. So you're going to need a third-class medical to start out, and you'll have to get that from an aviation medical examiner. Now, what they're qualified to do is they're going to deem you safe to fly an aircraft. So they're going to make sure you can see, because they don't want anyone in the airplane that could have a panic attack or a heart attack that's likely to happen, anything like that. So you'll need to get a third-class medical exam done, and your instructor will help you with that, assuming you want to take the steps forward. Some other things you're going to need, this is the federal aviation regulations right here, and the aeronautical information manual. And then these are some things I had tabbed for my check ride test to get my license. You'll need a pilot's logbook right here. So this is what I track all of my flights in. I got to keep track of my hours as I progress throughout my career. And you'll also need a headset. So I remember I just went on Amazon, best student pilot headset. This is a David Clark 310, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it was around $300 and whatnot. And those are a couple things you'll need. This is also worth bringing up before I dive deeper into this as well. Probably the biggest barrier from me talking to people is the cost. Now, depending upon your goals, like I said before, if you want to make a career out of it, making an investment in this when you're younger, if you do love it, will pay tenfolds down the road. Obviously, if you just want to do this as a hobby, you're going to need to be in a little bit better position financially when you enter in this hobby. But for those of you, you're not really sure what you want to do, and you believe that you can do this and you want to do this, and you try it out and you like it, it's most definitely worth the investment. The private pilot phase, which I'm kind of describing here, this is before you get an instrument rating. I'm not instrument rated, but it can cost anywhere, especially with inflation today, it can cost anywhere between $4,000 to $15,000, depending on the airplane you're in and how much your instructor charges. Now, I wouldn't obviously just go with the first instructor you find. I would talk to people and shop around a little bit, kind of like I did, before you just jump into something. I'm getting ready to lift here, so I'm gonna keep chugging this Red Bull here for a second. wanted to record this before I worked out today because I've been meaning to do it and I just haven't got around to it. You're also going to need the textbooks. So there's the Airplane Flying Handbook and the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge. You'll need those. You can get them on your iPad. That works, because you're going to have to take a knowledge test eventually. You'll have to take a knowledge test at a written test center, and you'll have to get above a 70 to pass. And then you'll take your check ride flight a couple weeks after that as you progress through your training. And then obviously and this is a big tip too that helped me when you're taking flying lessons, try to not space them out, because the longer in between your lessons, you're gonna have to relearn stuff. So the more you can get the repetition in, it's kind of like working out. You're gonna develop the muscle stronger, faster. Okay, and then just fly as much as you can, like I said. And then before you solo, your instructor is going to make sure you're ready. It's what happened with me. Before you take your practical test, your check ride, your instructor is going to guide you through all of this. But like, think of your aviation goals as not how, it's who. Not how do you become a pilot, who do you get around to become a pilot, because the who is everything. And once you find a mentor, it's going to make everything much, much easier. And then once you do get your license, and then your instructor's probably going to let you rent their plane. That's what I'm doing. I can't afford a plane. You can start taking your friends and family up, which is really awesome. And at first it's going to seem like a lot, but as the lessons go on, your confidence is going to grow and grow and grow. So, these are all the basic things. Obviously there's stuff I'm not going to be able to cover every little thing, but these are the big concepts you're going to need to know before you jump into this. And then once you get your private pilot's license, I'll just put this away real quick. You can't charge people to fly. Like, every time I fly now, I cover the expenses, You have to work up to get your commercial license before you can be paid, which is what I plan to do. But you can take people up and stuff like that, and you'll learn a lot about the systems of the aircraft, oil, engine, electrical system, all that. And for those of you who are interested in becoming pilots, I want to help bridge the gap, because I have no family in aviation, so I had to hunt down instructors and mentors and all that. And I know some of you out there may be in a similar position. You may not even know this is a possibility. I didn't either until I stumbled across a pilot who also had a YouTube channel. And my mind just started racing. And I remember one day I was just a kid like you, sitting there watching videos on how to be a pilot. And now I am one. So if you guys have any questions for me, I know this is my first video. I want to get into YouTube. Work my way into it. And then if you have any questions, drop me something in the comments and we'll go from there. Have a good day, guys.